So we're back in our homebrew video. This is Bruno Thiebden. Our first homebrew. Everything worked out great. Want to taste the beer? Well, wasn't that good. So we're trying something different today. We're going for some mead. So we're using some store-bought honey, clover honey, as well as some local raw honey. And for those who don't know, mead is like a honey wine. Pretty simple. All you really need is honey, water, some yeast, and a little bit of like some yeast nutrients. So we're going to use some raisins. And for the raisins, we need about 25 raisins, or about an ounce of them. So we got our little scale here. So let's do that. Measure out about an ounce. I know how many we got here. Hasn't moved yet. That looks like about an ounce. So about two decent helping handfuls. So for that, we're gonna take that and put inside our fermenter, get the honey going, and we'll see at that step. Okay, so we're back. We're getting the honey going. We kind of already started pouring it. Kind of forgot about the camera, but right now we got about what he said, about an ounce of, well, recipe we're going for was about an ounce of raisins, but we got about probably like 2 ounces in there. So we're gonna use a little bit of this honey. It's not exactly gonna be about a pound. So we're gonna make up the rest with the local raw honey. If you hear any squeaking or weird noises in the background, there's a small four-legged creature behind us who likes his toys. So about right now, if I look at the scale, if we don't use everything in the cup, we're about just shy of a pound, which is okay. But we're gonna use some of this honey we got right here, covering up the label where it's from, but for my own safety. But this is from honey from actually my beehive on our property, or not my hive, but hive on our property. So we're gonna just use some of this, make up the rest.
Pound and a half, right?
Yes, and this smells a lot better than the regular store-bought honey. So we're gonna just pour this in. Try this watch just slowly go up. Now this may be grade A mess when we go to put it in the fermenter here. We're going to try and figure this out. So grab a knife or probably the rest of our honey's in the center of the bottom. And let it run out. Almost there. We're just almost at a pound and a half.
It looks like we're right there, dude. From my angle.
I'm gonna scrape this off. And that's just right under a pound and a half, so we're gonna call it good there. Next thing we're gonna do is just get it into our jug. We might add a little bit of water to this so it's a little easier to pour. We're not going to lose any of our honey. So we'll see at that step. I'm sorry this is a bad camera angle, but we're just getting our we're pouring the honey in. Slowly but surely it's going in. what we're going to end up doing here is probably taking some of our purified water, probably running it back through this little bowl, get any of the residual honey out. Then we're going to take some of that same water and put it in our little cups, little things of honey there, and to get that rest of that out, because we don't want to waste any of it. We want this to be as good as it can be. Don't want to cut any corners. I think that's like kind of mess up our run of beer. Which actually, the bottles came out nice. When we was supposed to focus, I made some labels. This one kind of looks like crap because ink ran. But yeah, there we go. Too bad it didn't taste that good. Got the water going in now. We're just trying to run on the outside of the funnel, getting the honey off. We're going to save a lid, like I said, for that. Alright, so we're going to try and transfer some of this now, without making a too big of a mess. Or just use our brains and use a funnel. Try good. So what I'm doing now is going to take this and shake it and try to get as much as we can out. Wilson here, he's trying to nap and we're just disturbing him. So now that we got all our water and the honey in, this is the next step. Just shake it vigorously until the honey and water has combined into one. And after that, we're going to take a gravity reading. After that, we'll put the yeast in. And after that, we'll just let it sit for a couple weeks. Alright, so we're back. We got our yeast hydrated. We used some Malavin D47. Some wine yeast we bought off Amazon. We put it out a little bit of the our little, what do you call it, must here, to try and get it just a little bit of sugar and to get it started. And we're just gonna put it in with the rest. Let it sit. I'm gonna mix it up and take another reading.
So now we're just shaking the yeast up to make sure it gets in there, so we can start the process. And then after this, we just gotta do another test, check the alcohol.
Yeast we bought off Amazon. Okay, so we're back. It's about 2 to 3 weeks later after you last saw this video. Our mead is being mead. It's fermented, still fermenting a little bit. You see some air bubbles come up once in a while on the little airlock thing. But today we're going to transfer it from this big 5-gallon jug into this smaller 1-gallon jug to rack it so it clears it up. Helps get rid of the yeasty kind of smell and taste that it has in this jar right now. So we're going to take that out, but we're being smart this time. We're going to try and use an auto siphon, so we're not sitting here sucking on a hose to try and get it to ferment out. Well, not ferment out, but siphon out. So we'll see you in a second. Well, little issue here. Oh, I see the issue now.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let's go.
Oh God.
So our issue is that our little auto siphon here, that little top piece is a little too big for our hole here. So we're going to have to manually do it this time, but that's okay. You saw the siphoning, kind of a tutorial, but pretty short one. So there we go. Oh. I don't know what you were saying. Okay, so we have the mead racked. It's been sitting in this jar for about, I don't know, about over half an hour.
An hour.
Probably close to an hour. So we're going to take it from there, put it in this smaller jar, get rid of any sediment that may have developed in here after we took it out of the big one. We just want to get off any possible sediment because you don't want to be tasting that. So it's basically the same process, but we're using our autosiphon this time, so it should be a little smoother and easier to do. So turn it back on, we'll have it in this other jar. So see you then. So it's been a few weeks since we last picked up the camera. Our mead's been racked at least 2 to 3 more times. As you can see, it's pretty clear. So today we're going to be doing some bottling. Got the sanitizer just sitting there, all the bubbles kind of going away. And we're going to flavor 2 of the bottles with a blackberry and cherry kind of mixture. And once we get that syrup kind of going, we'll kick back. So we got the syrup sitting over there kind of cooling down, but right now we're working on degassing. This is why I saw that foam at the top. We don't want too much of that. Or we want to degas so it gets rid of that kind of yeasty dead eggs from our feet, like foot smell, as some people call it. I'm going to go over here so you can see what our little mixture looks like. It's blackberries and some cherries just chopped up with a bit of water, some sugar, a 1/4 cup of sugar just boiled and simmered. After sitting now, we're going to take that juice and put it to 2 of our 5 bottles, about a 1/4 of the way up, we're thinking. And fill the rest of the mead. And when it comes time for bottling, we'll hop right back on. So see you then. Alrighty, so we're back here. And we're gonna make sure the camera can see what we're looking at here. Okay, we're good. So we're gonna take some of this mixture right here. You already saw it over there. But we're gonna scoop some of it out with a little measuring cup here. And then we're gonna put it through a little strainer here, catch any chunks that may be in here, that are in here. So we're gonna fill probably up to about, I don't know, maybe about 1/4 of the way up with the juice, and fill the rest of the mead. And so basically, we're gonna start doing that here. Here we go. Definitely out darker than I thought it was going to be, but that's
We
okay.
did not kill anyone.
Yeah.
Make sure that's out there.
And I don't know if we mentioned this in the video yet, but this is around 6% now. After our second rack, which we didn't film, we tested the gravity. And it read about 1.000. An original one was, I think, 1050. So it's all math conversion. It's a bunch of math I ain't good at.
We're gonna want more, right?
Yeah, we need more. But after we do the conversion, it comes out about 6 and change percent. We're aiming for about 5.5, but a little extra ain't gonna hurt you. Yeah, that doesn't do it, that should do it. Going all that good.
Pretty much even.
Alright, as you can see, our two bottles of blackberry and cherry mixture in here. It's kind of cooled off enough, we think. So we're gonna put our mead in it now, and like this smells good, that smells good. We're just hoping it's gonna taste good here in a couple of days. So let's get back to bottling. We're going basically to where the thick part of the bottle meets the neck, so that way it kind of gets a little bit of a.
Yeah.
About that much, we think.
Yeah. If we want, we can add more.
Right. That way it gives a little bit of headroom in case something were to go wrong. Ready? Yep. It's cooled down a lot. That's nice.
I want to put that on yet. I want to smell one.
As you can see, we got all our bottles done. This is kind of what the color looks like right now. Very light. Smells pretty good.
Want me to have it for a sip?
You want to? Give you the honors. You good?
Just give it a try. You can taste that.
Tastes pretty good. Unlike our beer, there's no
Carbonation.
all that, and there's no like yeasty, gross aftertaste. That goes down pretty easy.